And we've got a lot going on right now that I want to share with you, at least as much as I can share with you. Getting ready for a huge gathering of consciousness. And I'll be taking... Welcome back to Into the Veil. I'm Rachel. Thankful that you can be with us. And we've got a lot going on right now that I want to share with you, at least as much as I can share with you. Getting ready for a huge gathering of consciousness. And I'll be taking a little pause for a few days to recharge my own battery with this. But at the moment, I want to walk through the woods, and for those that can see, I want you to pay attention, because out of what Anku has shown as close to 300 energies coming in to ground light, to ground vibration, and this is not just for our area. It's just that this area has been set up for it in order that it can spread out from here, as we are almost center of the United States. So, with that said, we'll start walking. I've brought a few gifts that I felt they asked for. And I'm already seeing structures that I'm not familiar with. So some of these may be to help some of the other energies that are participating. I would say this is elemental, even though the top is in an X, but it feels like it's unifying with the Sasquatch energy in that. Interesting. I'm trying to be careful about where I walk because everything's feeling very intentional through here. I'll be watching for feet, but the ground is still pretty frozen. It's in the 20s right now, and it's supposed to get really, really brutal tonight. And I wasn't quite sure originally if we were intended to be in this space while this was going on, but this morning I felt a thumbs up from Anku that everybody was in place and that we could at least come out during the daytime. Trackway here. I think we'll head back to where we were when we did the inner sanctum video, up to Anku's room, so to speak, or his space, and where he showed us some of the doorways. It's really funny because I know you can't feel it necessarily, but the air is very electric out here. It's quiet, it's short of a few birds, but it's just electrical. Kind of feeling the space at the moment, seeing what my eyes can actually see. The way Anku has shown this, and we'll talk about it some more, but the way he has shown it is that these are the people, and I feel like there's 160 plus of, call it Sasquatch variety, that are representative of different areas, and they're all just here to contribute light, to contribute consciousness. And then there are another portion that are literally interdimensional and from other realms or planes that we might not even be aware of. And some are very elemental. This way. majority of it feels like it's going to last through the course of 4 strong days. Some have been coming in a little earlier, some will stay a little longer, but that's all based on whatever they've got to do. I haven't poked into all that business, to be honest. As we get closer back there, it's getting more and more charged, the energy. Can you feel it?
Yeah. And one of the things that constantly gets brought up in the comment section, and I want to try to touch base on this for just a minute before we go back farther, but several times comments will get left trying to put all of this into some type of a religious context
or box,
trying to put it into this tiny narrative. And I want to ask everyone this simple question: how big is the universe? How old is the universe?
How big is the Creator?
How old is this planet, this world that we walk on? How old are all of the things that we are aware of, out through space and everything else? 1,000,000 years, billion years, 1,000,000,000,000 years, more than that. Our modern religious principles and things that everyone wants to use as a narrative now is a tiny, tiny drop in the time span of the age of everything. And trying to put all of this into that tiny narrative is like trying to put all of the ocean into a thimble.
And it isn't that that narrative doesn't apply at all, it's that there's so much more than just the narrative. So all we ask is that everybody approach this from a timeless aspect, from the aspect of yourself that has been known by the universe since the foundations of the earth, since foundations of the universe.
You've got
and
to
realize this is for higher learning.
You've got to expand your playing field. If you keep trying to shove everything into a tiny box, into a small narrative, nothing's ever going to fit.
A big pine straight in front of you. There's one right standing at it. I don't know if you can see it from where you are. Maybe it'll come through well on the camera. But the realm that we've been brought into is an unlimited realm full of every potential of information, light, you know, energies that were a very active part of creation. And these are the same energies that are trying to secure light on this planet now. And rather than to judge it or put it in a box, my hope is that we can just embrace it and look forward to that and be grateful that it's worth the time, effort, and energy of the universe
to pay attention to insignificant us.
Right. And that's the way I feel about it. Some of you might feel differently, and that's okay. But we're not here to make anybody happy. We are here to adhere to the request of Spirit, to be in the position that we're in. It's not an easy walk every day, but it's never been incorrect, and it's never brought us an ounce of anything but blessing. So for those of you that really want for this to be evil, for those of you that really want for this to be against you, that's the way it's going to play, because that's your expectation. Just putting that out there. If you're open to information, you're open to a higher consciousness, then that's the experience you'll have. It's laws of the universe, you know? What we perceive is pretty much what we get. All right. Enough preaching for now. And I think it's just amazing that these energies have found us all worthy of their time, worthy of their energy. And most of these energies, in the way that it's been given to me, are compliant with, you know, orders or task that's assigned to them as per the Creator in the universe. They're guardians, they're teachers, they're healers, or would be if we would allow them to be. So, I'll get back here to the spot.
Doesn't it seem odd to you, with all the tree cover right here, how walking in there was so much crusty ice on the ground, and right nothing here,
yeah,
it's
just thawed out.
It's a generating spot.
Yeah, there's ice all around it. This is pretty much all thawed out. Which, with the mound, doesn't surprise me.
And a few of these little high spots here have some ice crystal and stuff on them, but for the majority of the ground, it's
pretty thawed out. There's a little bit on that moss and that log. It's almost like it just frames it in, though.
Well, this should look extremely familiar to most of you that have followed Rachel's channel.
I'll be curious. I'd like to walk over down Coos seat and see if that's frozen or thawed. He's felt especially close this week, so I do feel he's home. And sometimes we do pitch these guys in video. It's thawed to the elemental door. And what I brought was
well, somebody's passed through here recently. I'm looking at that. That's been kicked and turned, and we haven't been back here for
this way, like right past the log and on out through there.
Yeah, we haven't been back here for what, a week and a half or two?
Quite a while, yeah, a couple weeks. This side's a little more thawed. And up, I can see from here, up under what we call the elemental door, that square, there's no ice right there. So,
I just thought it was kind of interesting
how certain places are.
There's as much tree cover as there is and as shady as it is. You would think this would be the thicker part, but
so I've just brought some seeds and some, well, this is actually bird seed, but it's small enough if big or small can eat it. I didn't bring a lot of food stuff. It's more of just a recognition. And then in here, I'm going to tell you what I brought. Get this situated here. So I've got white sage. It's loose right here, kind of all through the bottom. And white sage is basically just for, cleansing and healing, balancing, and removing negativity from places or people. And I feel like in their request to bring these, it feels like it's being taken to a much bigger level. And all they needed was the energy of each of these things. It's not a huge quantity of each. The benzoin, all of the resins, there are little resins in here. I don't know if you can see these, but I've got various resins in here, so I'm going to be telling you here what I brought. So benzoin is a whole. It can represent or create abundance, and we have to be careful when working with the energy of abundance, because sometimes that's the abundance of all things. But in this case, I brought it more for purification and the emotional balance that it offers. Come back. So the benzoin is basically to offer purification and emotional balance, and to cleanse out the things that would inhibit us. There's two kinds of copal. One is gold copal, and it's primarily used to bring ideas into reality, or into the 3D. So I feel like in their request for that, it's more to take the intention of the gathering and put it into a 3D experience for many of us. It's for spiritual cleansing, mental clarity, and the white copal offers emotional healing and a greater connectivity to spirit. It's calming and it's purifying also. And a lot of these have a strong purification energy. And I feel that that is essential in grounding light. It has to have the stage or the platform of a purified energy in order to ground. There's myrrh and there's sweet myrrh. Each one offers a certain type of clearing or healing and spiritual connection, a balance. Frankincense, of course, is for protection and purification also. Spiritual awareness. And it also helps to open up memory. So perhaps this is into the greater depths of our DNA and the greater memory of who we are. Palo Santo, of course, we've talked about, and that's for clarity, love, cleansing of energy, and it has its own purifying qualities. And then there's just a small bit of dragon's blood in there, which is for protection and clearing negativity, which kind of just accentuates the others if they're used together. But basically, there's that, and then I felt the need to bring this crystal point for whatever point and purpose. No pun intended. But so that's there for them, and they are welcome to whatever they need out of it. So mostly I just wanted to bring those and kind of tell everybody a little bit about this gathering. I'm deciding right now on whether to do another live session, but the problem is I feel like it may be more of a platform for Anku to speak and less of a platform for question and answer. I'm not exactly sure. So if everybody's down for that, that's fine, but I just wanted to kind of give you a heads up and let you know that that it may not be quite our normal routine. I hope that if you like what you're learning on the channel, that you will like, share, and subscribe. Those thumbs up mean a lot, and they tell me what it is that I can give you more of. If you'd like to reach out to me over a personal session, channeling session, reading, you are welcome to contact me. My email is in the description box, and you can also always go to buymeacoffee.com and follow the page there, as I'm hoping that it will soon develop into more. And you are welcome to buy me a coffee. I love it. I hope that you all have a great week, and that I will see you very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.